Hello everyone and welcome to Gitsapalooza. Thank you once again for joining us today as we continue to explore the new rules in the Risen Sun release. Today's game is going to be a first. My Savage Wave are making their first appearance on the channel, and Carl's new Syndicate are making their second appearance. However, this time he's going to be using his entire starter set. That is the old starter set of 5 models. So we're going to be playing 71 rice. We decided to up the rice quotient a little bit, mainly so that I could actually field an army. Otherwise, my guys are too expensive. And then Carl needed 1 extra point. So we're doing 71 points. And should be interesting army. Should be a lot of fun. So here's our table. We are doing a Vim mission, and I will come back after deployment and describe the mission in detail. But first, let's take a look at the armies. I apologize for the backlighting. This is kind of the situation I'm in here. I will move in and hopefully that will take care of it. So this is my 71 Rice Savage Wave army. We have, let's just start on the left. Let's see if I can get it to, well, I can get it to focus, but I can't get it just for the light. So that's Boba. So he's an archer, he's light-footed. He can run around and throw things without penalty. Then we have Zuba, my big Oni. Excuse me, at least he's big compared to the rest of the Oni show. And Zuba's got the Horns of Power. And he does have the Horns of Power because while I was working on him, his regular horns broke. So for those of you who've been watching all of my mushroom videos, you'll note that I've been using a drill basically to make a lathe so I can shape the stems of the mushrooms. Well, I did exactly that to a piece of brass wire to give him brand new horns. So look pretty good. I like them. Then in focus, all right, we have Kano. So Kano's going to be running around whooping up on things. I'm looking forward to that. And last but not least, I had some points left over. I really wanted to do some of the cards. Sorry, the camera's not focusing well. The glass top on this table is giving it fits. But I just didn't like the... my son's going to have a 5-model army, and I didn't want to start 2 models short. So I took the Kappa. It's not insignificant, so it can influence objectives. It has some interesting abilities. I don't know how useful it's going to be with the rest of these guys, but what the heck. I haven't tried him yet, and this is a time to explore. So we will be back in a second. I'll let Carl describe what he's got for his Syndicate army. And it's slowly getting painted. He added another figure today, or yesterday. So that's pretty cool. All right, here we are all set up after deployment. Carl won the deployment roll and picked his corner and then made me deploy first. So let's bring in on the Savage Wave. Now this is the messenger. So we get to nominate the Vim for each other. So Carl picked Kano right there. And I picked Wasupu, which is the guy with the flying swords back over here on the right. So there's Carl's deployment. In the corner, we got smart this time and actually cleared the corner out of terrain, which is what we should have been doing the whole time, but never managed to do. So I think we're good. Carl, why don't you grab a die? Let's make our roll to see who gets the first tactical roll on 3. 6. So Carl, I will let you go first. And we are at the end of turn 1. I'm filming from the opposite side of the table because the light is behind me and it just makes for better filming. Everybody moved forward. The Vim kind of took off along the side and then cut back after I sent my Vim and Boba after him. So he thought better of it. So now he's bunched up in the center by the Torii gate and the rails. And I'm kind of spread out a little bit, though not so far apart that I can't recover. Zuba meditated, or whatever it's called, and doubled his ki. And everybody else just kind of, these two ran around, and the Kappa walked around. Remember his ability to quagmire, so if I need to, I can use him to hopefully slow down the opposing side. But there we are. No bloodletting yet. No major actions. We're both playing it pretty cagey. End of turn 2. As you can see, the Syndicate have pushed deep into the Savage Waves background or backfield. There we go. Hasn't been a ton of action. Boba managed to throw some skulls at the sumo wrestler and do a fair amount of damage, leaving him with 5 wounds left. He got shot at by this guy over here, and Boba's only got 3 wounds left now. I did all this maneuvering to set myself up to have Kano charge in and hopefully finish off the sumo wrestler. But instead, Carl rolled 3 6s and I did not, and he threw me off of him. So now we're all mixed up in here. I think by and large I'm getting the worst of it, but I don't know. It's kind of hit or miss. We'll see. You know, Carl's got almost as many models back here as I do now. So we'll see how that all goes. Here we are at the end of turn 3. There are fewer models on the table. Zuba took care of, help me, Carl. Tsubaki. And then Kano and the Kappa ganged up on the archer guy. Waspu. No, that's not Waspu, right?
That is Waspu.
Oh, that is Waspu. Okay. So so they took him out, and then Mr. Sumo took out Boba, and now these two, with his second action, my Kappa moved over to try to block that avenue. That is his Vim, and the Vim charged the Kappa and just about killed it, but not quite. So right now, we are still at no victory points scored by anybody. Nobody's gotten to the other person's deployment zone. Nobody's Vim is dead. What was the other thing?
First person to damage the Vim in melee combat.
Oh, first person to damage the Vim in melee combat.
And it's still,
nobody's done that yet. So we're still okay. Onwards to turn 4. All right, here we are at the end of turn 4 and the end of the game. We're not ending early because anybody's frustrated. We're just ending early because there are no more points to be earned. So this is what's left on the table. It was pretty complicated. Let me see. Basically, Zuba was over here and polished off the girl. And then the Kano and the Kappa actually killed his Vim first, but I got my my victory conditions mixed up, and I thought that whoever did damage in melee first got a point, and whoever killed the other guy first got a point, and neither of those were victory points. They were for something totally different. So he just came over, killed my guy, and because Kano had more wounds than his Vim, there was no possible way that I could win that particular point. So he got the 1 point, and since both Vims were dead, nobody got any other points. So the game is effectively over on turn 4 because there's nothing to be gained. So that's it. That's how it goes. And, you know, if you don't pay attention to the victory conditions, you're out of luck. So there we are. Carl, do you have any parting words to say about your second time out with your new army?
That was very close, and I'm glad we checked for the victory points.
Yep, that definitely made a difference. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Gitsapalooza.